Hello, 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 and welcome back to Beyond the Hustle podcast, the podcast for building the human that you are behind the business and behind the success. Today, I wanted to just film a very short conversation, a solo conversation just on something that I really feel needs to be spoken to and come to light because I've been having so many conversations with my incredible clients all around feeling like they're not where they want to be yet and feeling like why it's not happening fast enough for them and struggling to basically be in the season they're in just now. And something that I am so big on is, yes, we know your vision. We know your 10 times vision. We know where you're going in the next 5 to 10 years. Like we've got that mapped out. We know exactly what that looks like, who you need to be for that, who you're going to be serving, what that's going to look like for you, the season of life that you want to be in then as well. But we also know we've got that. And it's great to have that, right? But we also know where you are just now, right? We also know the reality that you're in just now. And whilst we are, working to change that, and whilst we are working to, whether that's bring in more clients, land more sales, feel more confident online, feel more confident in our business and in ourselves and in our service, and actually, just removing the friction internally of feeling like not good enough and feeling like an imposter, feeling like a fraud, struggling with fear of failure that, we've had at the very beginning and since the very beginning of building the business, struggling to, build with that confidence of I'm not going to lose it all as well, right? We are actively doing that, right? Now, when it comes to having these goals, what happens so often is people put these goals on a pedestal of I'll be happy here. I'll be happy when I have this. I'll have a sense of freedom when I have this. I'll feel financially free when I'm earning X, Y, and Z, right? And I obviously always say this, that no matter the amount of money that you have in your bank account, the way that you feel towards money just now is going to be the way you feel towards it, even if there's an extra zero, right? But I also really am big on I think it's when the fuck did we decide not to celebrate where we are actually at? When did we decide to normalize that? Okay, you'll just feel happy when you get to this goal. When did we normalize that you can't be happy with where you are in the process of getting to a goal, in the process of becoming, or whatever that quote is? For me, I know that when my business feels the best, when it feels like it scales with the most ease, when I feel like the best behind the scenes and my relationship feels the best, is always when I have these goals that I'm working towards, but it's when I'm fully subscribing to what am I doing just now? Where am I just now in this life? Where am I just now? And what can I focus on in the present, not just focusing on in the next 10 years or in the next year or even in the next just 6 months, right? Because even me sitting here, right? And I was reflecting on this earlier today, of setting this up as well, is I am sitting in a space that I get to call my home. I have a roof over my head. This sofa that is behind me, fully mine. Well, not mine, it's me and my partner's, fully ours. Everything in this space, in this house, is fully ours. We have made this our home. And I think even that, why do we not celebrate that? Why do we not celebrate the absolute fuck out of every single thing that we have created in our day-to-day lives? It's even for me, my morning coffee, I celebrate the fuck out of that because for one thing, I make that myself and that shit's good, okay? So she's a barista. But it's even down to, we're so quick to just want to move through life and move through things so quickly without smelling the roses along the way, right? So enjoy that cup of coffee in the morning. Enjoy that 10 minutes you have with your partner in the morning before you both get up and start your day. Enjoy the house that you have. Enjoy the space that it is. Romanticize the fuck out of it. I sometimes sit at my desk and I look at this space behind me and I'm like, holy fucking shit, how incredible that this is mine. And when the sun comes in and it's beaming through and I'm like, oh, this is incredible, this is all I've ever wanted. Why are we not celebrating that? And hey, I'm just going to interrupt this podcast episode real quick because if you have been feeling stuck, second guessing yourself, or feel like you've drifted away from the version of you who felt confident and clear, I have something brand new for you. I have just opened REWIRE, a brand new space for ambitious women who are ready to stop living and building their businesses from fear, overwhelm, and burnout. And before you think it, this is not another space where you get lost in numbers or where real change doesn't actually take place, because inside we will actually be rewiring the patterns that have been keeping you financially capped and stuck in self-doubt, so that we can obviously rebuild self-trust and create success that actually feels aligned and exciting. This is not about doing more, it's about becoming the woman who naturally creates the life and business she wants. If you're ready to think differently, feel differently, and finally move differently, I'd love to welcome you into REWIRE. And for all of July, as a welcome gift to this new space, every single woman who joins clients will also gain access to an in-depth one-to-one subconscious strategy call, which, by the way, saves you £200. So slide into my DMs on Instagram if you have any questions, and let's rewire your reality. Now, let's get back to the episode. There's really no rhyme or reason for this except for this conversation, except for I just wanted to bring, if it brings anyone a little bit of inspiration to actually just go, let me smell the roses, instead of always going, what's next? Where am I going? What's the next goal? What's the next thing I'm working towards? When we're moving so fast, and it's why so many of my clients come to me feeling unfulfilled, feeling like they're in a rush, feeling they've got constant pressure, because they're only ever focusing on who they're becoming and not who they are, and where they're going but not where they currently are, right? It's like if you were, I don't know why I always use cars as analogies, but if you're getting on a bus or a train, let's say, you have to just be fully present on being at that bus stop, at that train station stop, whatever it is, right? Whilst going on the way to the destination. You cannot speed up how quickly the bus is driving, how quickly the train is driving. Now, obviously, when we remove your subconscious limitations, we do get to collapse time, right? However, like when you're on that journey, are you going to be wanting to sit on that bus or that train stressing about, oh my gosh, what happens when I'm going to get here? Oh my gosh, I'm going to fail, or this bus is going to crash, this train's going to crash, something's going to happen? Or are you going to want to sit there going, wow, what a nice fucking view. Oh, let me read my book. Let me relax here. Oh, let me smell the roses. Oh, this is such a nice conversation with this person next to me, or whatever it may be. Let's look at the beautiful scenery outside. Like, I know the kind of journey that I'm going to want to have versus what a lot of my clients come to me with. So if you take anything from this literal mini ramble episode, please just take it that you are allowed to smell the roses. You're allowed to celebrate the absolute fuck out of where you currently are, right? The fact that you are, the fact that you have the means to end to listen to this episode on whatever it may be, if you're on a laptop watching on YouTube, if you're on Spotify on your phone, you have still had to pay something to get those services. Whether it's a laptop, whether it's a phone, whether it's headphones, you've still had to do that, right? And I'm literally going as deep as that because so often we go, that's not impressive, or that's not whatever it may be. It's like things are only as impressive as you allow them to be. The fact that you have, and so many of my clients as well are like, oh, I've got 20 clients, but I could have 30. The fact that you have 20 clients, 20 incredible people actually trusting you, is something to fucking celebrate. The fact that people are actually trusting you to put their money into, to put their trust, their time, their energy into, is something that is genuinely incredible. The fact that you have a business, the fact that you, even if you are struggling in business right now, or you're struggling to feel good with finances as an example, right? I know that struggling with finances takes over, and I see that so many times with my clients. When you're struggling with finances, it really does run your life. It really does run your head, right? Runs through your head noise, right? But even being able to go, hey, yes, I'm struggling right now. However, I have a roof over my house. I'm still paying for the things that I want to pay for. I still have clothes that I want to wear. I still have the ability to buy that coffee out. I still have, inquiries that are coming in, whether they're coming in slower than I want them to, they are still coming in. I still have clients that are trusting me. I still have that. Like, instead of going, where's that I want to be, where are you just now? Because when you allow yourself to fully meet yourself, where in the season, in the space, in the time, and the energy that you're in now, and you celebrate the absolute fuck out of that, your energy is going to be so different. There's such a massive difference between someone who's going through their life going, what if this happens? I really want to get here, but what if I don't get there? What if I fail? Okay, I'm going to be happy when I have 30 clients instead of the 20 clients. There's going to be such a difference between that person versus the person who's like, oh my gosh, I like my morning coffee was like so delicious today, or whatever it may be. I'm so grateful to have such an incredible partner. I'm so grateful to have a house, and a roof over my head. I'm so grateful to have a business that people actually invest in and trust in. The energy from that is going to be so wildly different. You can imagine how they're going to move differently in their days. If you're always ever moving from pressure and panic and stress, look at like, what is it that you're actually not allowing yourself to see and celebrate along the way? Because so many of my clients come to me going, it's not working. Nothing's working. And I'm like, no. Let me hold your hand when I say this. It's fucking working. Because last week you told me about this, you signed this client. Last week you had someone come into your DMs and ask about your coaching. Last week you had blah, blah, blah. This happened. So it's always because they're focused on where they need to be and where they feel they should be versus where they also are. So if that is you, smell the damn roses, allow yourself to take your foot off the gas, allow yourself to meet yourself where you're at, because there's going to be nothing productive in you trying to zoom forward and you trying to go 100 miles an hour when you can actually get to the same goal and the same destination by going 50 miles an hour and actually enjoying the process and enjoying the journey. Anyway, that is just a little ramble that I really just wanted to get out and really just post, because it's a conversation we're having time and time again. But I hope that you enjoyed this little ramble. I hope that you continue to and can start to actually smell the roses, celebrate yourself where you're at, celebrate the reality that you have now, because I can promise you the reality you have now is literally what you once dreamed of, and not celebrating that is a disservice to your past self. So allow yourself to celebrate yourself, smell the roses, and I will see you guys in the next episode. See ya.